Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future. You or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Remember that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule, and it is a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Thank you for all your kindness, your likes, your shares, your subscribe, and I appreciate you utilizing these messages for your highest good. Okay. Only take what resonates and please leave the rest for someone else. Okay. Hope you all are doing wonderful and feeling great. Okay. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. The first card we have here, collective, is the Knight of Wands. With the Knight of Wands, you are having a new passion. You're having an experience of a new passion, a new burst of energy, being very courageous, being willing to go on a new adventure, being willing to embrace a new path, a new mission. You could possibly be feeling very enthusiastic about starting something new. You could be someone who owns a motorbike or a motorcycle. Maybe you're thinking about purchasing one. Maybe you're connected to a motorcycle club, okay, or some kind of group. Or you could be thinking about creating one of your own, okay? But you're very passionate at this time, very enthusiastic. You're ready to take on new projects. You're feeling very courageous. This energy is very new for you. It's much different from who you used to be, okay? You could also have people maybe chatting about how different you are, how much you have changed. But it's all positive, and I'm picking up that even those who want to say something negative about you, they're unable to even speak negative about you because it's obvious that you have made a lot of progress in your life. You are much better off than what you used to be. You're looking better, you're feeling better, your conversation is different. You even have different interests. You know, there's a lot that has changed, and it's all for your highest good, okay? And it shows, you know, whether you are in communication with these people who are observing you, it shows. Your progress is expanding, your light, your glow is expanding, okay? And so you could be maybe taking on, maybe signing up for some, oh, yeah, I'm hearing bungee jumping. Maybe you are desiring to go bungee jumping or hot air balloon riding, okay? Maybe you are signing up for these things, or you're creating a bucket list of things you would like to do. I see you actually fulfilling, you know, and taking action. You're not making plans and just thinking about it. You're more action oriented on this new path, on this new mission in your life. You're taking action. You're not just conversation. You're not just talking the talk. You're actually walking the walk. And that's the difference between the old you versus the new you. So much so that some people are becoming intimidated by you. They're very shocked. You know, they could be looking at you like, "Wow, the collective has really changed." Yeah, they've got a bike. I've got a bike. Boom, boom. But I've never seen them be this brave before. So you could also be, oh, I'm hearing conquering respect, conquering more respect from people. People are more mindful of how they approach you, how they treat you. Maybe in your most recent past, or maybe in your past, you have had experience with connections of people who did not have respect for you, or people who tried to swindle you or belittle you. But now people are second guessing. You know, they have to take a second look. You know, I better not mess with the collective this time because they're different. They're different. They're brave. They're courageous. They're more outspoken. They're not going to let me get away with anything. This time I'm pretty sure that, if I was to try something slick, you know, if I was to try to be nickel slick, the collector would have my penny change, okay? And so this is a positive thing, though. So you are making changes in your life, and you may not even be aware of this, but you are, yeah, you're invoking uh, this air of respect, of empowerment that forces people to want to respect you, that forces people to want to um, be mindful of how they deal with you and how they treat you. Any mistreatment that you have experienced in the past, it no longer exists, on this new mission here, Spirit is saying. Okay. And so the next card we have here is the Four of Swords. So much so, that people have to second guess. They may want to go sit down and do some reflection on themselves because what they are seeing and witnessing, they're witnessing you progress and make changes in your life that is for your highest good. But there are some people who are happy for you and some that who are not. And the ones who are not, these are people who are desiring to wish that they could have control over you again or have access to you in a way where they could maybe misuse or mistreat you in some kind of way. Okay. So put this reading where it resonates. It may be for you. Bits and pieces may be for you. Okay. This could be someone around you dealing with this energy here. Maybe someone around you is making changes in their life, putting their foot down, being more vocal, speaking up for themselves, enforcing their boundaries, Spirit is saying. And I have the Knight of Cups here. And as I look at this elder person here with this child, I'm also picking up that there could be people who may have, which is sad to say, who may be thinking they're shocked because they assume that you will be out. Maybe you've transitioned by now. That's the message, which is sad to say. There are and were people wishing and hoping for your downfall, collective, wishing to see you sad, without, or at a loss, or maybe even no longer here on the planet Earth. There are some energies, as I said, some are happy for you, and many are jealous and angry because they don't have access to you, nor are they able to take advantage of you or use you in the ways that they did in the past, okay? And nor do they want to even attempt or approach you. There's a line of fear that people have, and it's not anything that you're doing. You're simply minding your business, but this line of fear is really your line of protection. It's like a spear or a seer of light that surrounds you, and it's your ancestors and it's your guardian angels protecting you from these people of the past, who look and maybe snare at you or mock you or just very jealous and envious, angry because you are progressing. Instead of being happy for you, there are people who are angry because these are people who are unhealed. They're still living out of their shadow side. They're still getting up doing the same old thing. And these could be people that you no longer deal with. Maybe you haven't seen these people, maybe in 5 to 6 or 7 to 8 years. These people are doing the same old thing. Spirit is saying they have the same old conversation. They have nothing new to say. They're up to their same old antics. They're trying to run amok their entire life. Even as they, may fall on their face. There are people dusting themselves off and continuing to run amok. They're choosing not to make any changes. And so we all have free will, but you have chosen to sever ties with these people. And so Spirit is saying, leave it that way because these people have nothing new to say. They are still doing the same old thing. But desiring to see you, out in the cold and down for the count is simply empowering you. The more that they focus on you negatively, they're actually giving away their own power, and they are taken away from themselves. Every moment, minute, second, day, week, hour, month, year that they spend focus on you and what you are doing and try to slander or sabotage the collective, they are empowering you. So the weapon that they are trying to form will never ever prosper. It will simply boomerang and return back to its rightful sender. Okay? The energy has to go somewhere once it's projected out. Okay? And so your vibration is of a higher frequency. It's unfamiliar territory. Yes, it's unfamiliar territory to this negative energy that they're trying to send to you. So it's not working You're becoming more and more empowered. You're having more favor and prosperity and opportunity that is being placed in spaces and places, spiritually speaking, so to meet you on your path. This could be favor and opportunities. This could be through people that you meet, connections, conversation. Where the sales are at. Where you should shop, where the discounts are at, where the good job leads are at. If you're buying a home, how to get that zero interest loan, or how to pay for a house in cash with little money. Those kind of things. Just success and prosperity. Unexpected money arriving. Or receiving notices in the mail. I'm seeing someone receiving notices. Your bill is zero. Just favor and opportunities just constantly being flowed onto you and added onto your life. The more you stay focused on yourself and do not entangle yourself with toxic people, places, or things, collective, it is assisting you continuously for your highest good. So Spirit is saying keep those ties severed. There's no need to be angry, yeah, or anxious or full of anxiety. You can surrender any concerns or worry. Trust and know that there's always a higher power working for you on your behalf. But you're doing great, and continue to be spontaneous. I'm picking up a spontaneous energy. Like I said, you may be signing up to go bungee jumping or go for a hot air balloon ride, or you may want to take a cooking class, or you may want to go learn how to ballroom. It could be anything. Or maybe, I don't know, shooting pool. Somebody likes to shoot pool. Maybe you go to the pool hall or the bowling hall and hang out. Whatever it is for you, you have hobbies and activities and new people in your life to keep you occupied and also to create and make memories with, okay? And if you are a parent, you may be a parent, you may not. I'm also picking up that your children are even feeling more lighter. When you are a parent and you have dark moments in your life, or moments of dis-ease or dissatisfaction that you're uncomfortable with, trust and believe that what you are experiencing, what you feel, even if you're not verbalizing or communicating with your child about the stress, the children feel that energy. They're right there with you. They're experiencing it as well. And so one thing that people tend to forget is that when you choose to project negative energy onto people, especially people with children, you're not only trying to come for that person, but you're also coming for their children, okay? And when both parties, it's unwarranted energy. And everyone has their own guardian angels, and everyone has their own group of spirit guides periodically. That's a whole nother video, but it's the truth, it's fact. And so when you're coming for people and you're projecting that negative energy and it's unwarranted, especially if they have children, just let that marinate for a moment, collective. They have to pay for that. So not only are they receiving, a return to sender without you doing anything, but, the guardian angels and the spirit team of that child, you're going to have to really do some answering, for those who are hoping and wishing to see you in this energy of Five of Pentacles. Because if this person is a parental figure, or even if they aren't, and you're desiring to see them out in the cold or homeless, or you're hoping that they be in the energy where they come to you begging or needing you. I'm picking up somebody wants you to be in the energy where you need them, where you're desperate. But the more that they hope and wish and try to strategize for this energy, the more they push their own favor and opportunity away from them in their personal lives. They could be feeling this within their health. They may have something unexpectedly arrive within their health where they begin to feel ill because they're projecting energy that is unwarranted onto, someone who is not bothering them or initiating or trying to provoke any kind of a catastrophic event in their lives personally. So that's something to marinate on. Spirit want me to convey that, okay, before I pick up another card. Someone needs to hear that. So you have to be mindful of the energy that you send out because it will return to you. Okay? And so you are protected, as you see the black cat there that represents protection. Okay? I know some people are taught and programmed to think that a black cat is bad luck, but no, it's good luck and it represents protection. Okay? So you are protected. And that's why, a great quality as humans is to allow the process of the unlearning to take place in your life. It does not matter what your upbringing is, what you were taught, what your family believe in, what church they go to. It's all about you. You are the MVP. MVP. You are the one that should save yourself. Okay. It's all about you. No one is coming to save you. It's up to you to save yourself. It truly, really is. With the Ten of Wands, it's up to you to take yourself out of them burdensome situations, and it looks like that's what you are doing. Okay. But a part of life, just like duality, a part of the recipe here on planet Earth, you will have those people who will applaud for you, and you'll have your haters as well. It's a natural thing, okay? And so, Spirit is saying to not allow your haters to disturb you, allow them to encourage you, and let them inspire you to stay focused on yourself because they are empowering you. Each and every time someone hopes, wishes, or even thinks something negative towards another person, they are empowering you and they are sending you good energy. And yeah, free game, free game. That is something that people they don't get, but that's something you have to let marinate. You have to ponder on that for a moment, okay? Maybe with a cup of tea, I don't know, a cold glass of water. Either way, make sure it's in a copper, a copper cup, and marinate on that for a moment. But that is actually, what your haters are doing. That is actually what the enemies, the frenemies are doing. They are empowering you. So it's a good idea, and that's why I always encourage to not even engage. Give them no conversation. Give them nothing. That way you can weaken them, and their energy will dissipate. Give them nothing. They have nothing to work with. Okay. Ah. Yes. And so the next card we have here is the King of Pentacles. And so with the King of Pentacles energy, it represents being determined and leadership. And so you are someone who has leadership qualities. You are someone who is respected as a leader. And people know this about you. They know that you are well respected. They know that you are admired. Even your haters know this. And they cannot change this. What is written in the stars for all of us is written in the stars for no one can steal our dreams. No one can take away our power or our opportunity unless we choose to give it away. So, what is for you is for you. It'll never pass you by. Okay, so folks can hope and wish and hope and wish and hope and wish, and they'll be so focused on you that they'll look up, and so much time has passed, so much time has moved forward, and they'll look up and they'll say, "I'll be darned, I done missed my own boat. I'm so focused on the collective, I done missed out on my own favor and blessings." And that's just how it is. And so that's why it's good to stay present and get into the habit of minding the business that pays you. Learning thyself, knowing thyself, being grateful, being thankful, and just focusing on you and your life, not being overly concerned with people, places, and things outside of you. Those things are out of your control. And really, majority of the time, the things we give our attention to, it has nothing to do with us anyway. So there's no sense of extending your currency to, things that has nothing to do with you. Okay? You want to preserve your energy. You want to preserve that energy. You want to take that good energy and make sure that you're enjoying life. As much as you work, make sure you play. Make sure you go out and have some fun and gather with some like-minded energy. Leave those spaces and places, opportunities available so that new friendships, and new relationships can develop in your life. You can gather with like-minded energy, others who have the same passions or ideas as you. They're building, you're building. Okay. People who don't have time nor give their attention to toxic energy, such as yourself. You want to make sure that you're being seen. Don't overwork yourself so much that you're not treating yourself. You have to take a breather. Sometimes you have to step away for a moment, take a break and then come back. But make sure you're treating yourself and taking yourself out, from time to time, going to have that cup of coffee or visit a friend or go to the park or go to the movies or go to the show or go somewhere, if you want to go out and have a drink, go do that. Whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you feel good and makes you happy. Make sure you're treating yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Be good to you. And we all have different, things that we like, different hobbies. A good day may be for you, hey, just watching a good movie and putting your feet up and maybe turning your phone off, Do that. If that is what makes you feel good in the moment, Spirit is saying go for it, okay? Like I said, go and have that drink. If that's what you desire, go do your thing, okay? Go do your thing. Who cares what the haters are saying? This here is just a spiritual notification. There is nothing to be anxious about or overly concerned about, or, oh, you better be careful, you better watch out. No, 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 no. This activity here is natural, regular activity. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping, of a successful person, of someone who's working towards progress. So whenever you are aware or you acknowledge that there's a hater, in your space, or, in your circumference or in your energy, that's confirmation that you're on the right path and you are worthy of getting someone's attention, okay? So much so, that someone who feels like they don't have a liking or love for you, but they choose to watch you and observe you and study you, and they can't get enough. Collective, you're extra special. Give yourself credit. Give yourself a pat on the back. Okay? And that's currently have here is the Two of Swords energy. So you could be focused, with the Two of Swords. Very focused at this time. Making sure you're maintaining your balance, making sure things stay in alignment, such as yourself, as well as any work you have doing, whether it's at work, in your career, maybe you return back to school. Okay, maybe there's someone who decided to go further in education, or you're taking up some kind of new area of study. Okay, you're very focused, busy, and occupied. Okay, you're busy, you're occupied, busy and occupied, busy, busy, and busy and occupied. So you have a life that is worth living. You are someone who does has a lot to lose. I don't see you as being someone foolish enough to sacrifice your peace, your prosperity, or the beautiful life that you are given. Okay, um, from entertaining a goofy, from entertaining someone who is low vibrational. Just having conversation with someone that is not on your frequency is a waste of time. It's like trying to, someone's heavily intoxicated, but trying to have a civilized conversation. Your friend has had 4 or 5 shots, but you're like, come sit down. I want to have a civilized conversation. Good luck. Why don't you let them sober up first and then you can have a civilized conversation? I'm just using that as an example. If someone is, just not on your vibe, it's really a waste of time. That's why I say don't engage with the goofy. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, and it's pointless. They'll never agree with you. They'll never see eye to eye with you. They don't want to make peace. Someone who's living out of their shadow with low self-esteem, they're feeling insecure. They don't have the same belief system as you, and that's okay. It's unfamiliar. The frequency that you reside in, your belief system, the things that you practice and study, it's unfamiliar to them. It's unfamiliar. They don't know about maintaining. They don't want to know about maintaining. They don't want to know about how to balance. They don't want to know these things. Okay? And so if you were to even try to share or be cordial with a person who does not like you, you would simply be wasting your time. And you would be actually giving them your power, because they'll be snaring on the inside. They think I really like their ass. I really don't. Like seriously, that's how folks are. And some may try to pretend as if they're interested in what you're talking about, or they want to be your friend, or they're interested in what you have going on. It's a front, it's a facade. Collective, you're very wise, you're very intuitive. You know when someone is for you and when they aren't. And so Spirit is saying for you not to disregard it. And anyone that you have unfriend, never friend them again. Leave them where they are. You can speak to them when you see them, throw a deuce in the air and keep going. Hi, bye. Focus on the love. Focus on the love. Go where the love is. Go where you are celebrated and not tolerated. There's no need to overextend yourself or be around people who want to antagonize or play manipulative games, or try to make and sarcastic remarks to try to insult you. When you're in front of a crowd, I'm picking up on a group of people who loves to be sarcastic and just say little smart, nasty things because they want to provoke or intrigue a confrontation. So whenever there's a group of people or they gather, with their friend, their group, they like to try to embarrass people or watch this. I'm about to say this. That childish, infantile behavior. Watch this. I'm about to say this to the collective. Watch this when they come. I'm about to, that kind of thing. Those are people who are unhealed and they're insecure and they're low vibrational. Your energy collective is unfamiliar to them. It's foreign. It's like foreign language. Okay. And there is no interpreter. It's like foreign language and there is no interpreter. So be mindful. Keep your energy to yourself. Do not communicate. Do not engage. These people are desiring for you to feel what they feel because this is how they see themselves. I didn't say this is who they are. This is how they see themselves. And that is a personal problem. And that's a deep spiritual problem. And that's some healing that they need to do. This has nothing to do with you. You cannot go around with a first aid kit trying to help all the wounded wolves. You're not put here for that. Spirit didn't say, here go your first aid kit. Now go heal everybody and deplete yourself. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That is too much. You're bigger than that. You're greater than that. This is how they feel about themselves. And they're determined to get you in this energy. And the reason they are determined because they are too lazy. They don't feel enough love of themselves to pull themselves out of the mud, out of the quicksand. Because I'm picking up that you have pulled yourself out of a dark, heavy place. You've been through a lot your entire life. Your entire life. You've experienced a lot. So many things is too many to name, but just about anything that crosses your mind, you've been through that too. And you were strong enough, you were wise enough to pull yourself out, and you did it by yourself. You did it all by yourself. You got it out the mud. You're building from the ground. You're restructuring your life, and you're not making excuses. You're being okay with leaving yourself open to meeting new people instead of being closed off and stagnated. You're being willing to open yourself to dating new people, okay, and getting to know new people. You're leaving your opportunities open. Okay, so we all have a choice. We're given the same time in a day, and it's up to us what we want to do with it. If it's going back to school, for whatever you desire, you have chosen to do that. Okay, you may want to be a motivational speaker, a life coach, or a teacher. You have chosen to do that. You may want to start a business. You have chosen to do that. So this person have to find their own awakening point in their life and choose to heal themselves. Okay. People want you to feel what they are feeling. And I know I say that often, but it is true. Not everybody, but there's a large portion of people that don't want you to have choices and options. There are people who don't want you to have options. The Seven of Cups represents having multiple options, many to choose from. Some are for you, some aren't so good for you, but I'm pretty sure you're wise enough because you've been through enough to gain the wisdom. And so you're going to apply the knowledge that you have learned and gained over time. But people don't want you to have these options, and that's what it's about. Folks want you to feel what they are feeling. If they are hurt, they want you to be hurt. If they feel like they're unattractive, low self-esteem, they want you to be there. If they feel like they're hopeless, they want you to be there. Okay? But that's not who you are. Okay? And so this message clearly, your spirit guides want you to know and be aware of this, to stay focused on you and keep moving forward. Never refriend anyone you've unfriend. I think that should be the title. I know that should be the title. Never refriend whoever you've unfriend. Never, ever, 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 ever. The next card we have here is the Knight of Swords. Okay? Daring and ambitious. This is you. Daring and ambitious, male or female, gender is fluid in tarot. Being brave and courageous. That's intimidating by itself, collective. That's intimidating. And you may say, I don't even talk to nobody. I stay to myself. But guess what? You make this look easy. People don't like it. They see how courageous you are because you mind your business and you're still maintaining. Life doesn't have to be perfect. You're independent, you're thriving, you're surviving. Folks don't like it. They're feeling bad. They're waking up frowning. You're getting up smiling and grateful. And that could just merely be the difference between you, collective, and them. You wake up in the energy of gratitude. They wake up in the energy of, instead of, oh, I'm so grateful. Thank you, God. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you for this day. I'm so grateful. What a beautiful day. Big difference. Big difference, okay? The spirit knows, the ancestor knows, the universe knows. You can't, who you fooling yourself? You can't fool source. You can't fool the universe. You can't. You can't pretend. You can't be someone who's cold and malicious towards others and expect, diamonds to drop over your head. And expect a lot of good luck and prosperity and opportunity to head your way. Like, let's be honest for real. Okay? And so you keep doing what you're doing. Keep showing up for yourself. This reading is truly beautiful. Keep loving you and keep making new friends. I'm picking that up. You're meeting a lot of new people. A lot of new people in high places, also. Not that you're looking to gain anything, but you're connecting with people who are in power, entrepreneurs, people, who are building and creating. Like I said, they have something to lose. They have a reason to live. They don't feel like they don't have a reason to live. They don't feel down in the dumps and sad and mad. They're ambitious and grateful and thankful and very enthusiastic about living life, okay? These are the kind of associates and friends that are likely to show you how to apply for a grant. They're not going to tell you about, oh, so and so got this. They're going to show you how to get it because they don't mind seeing you win. Okay, there's a difference when you have people around you who tell you about things and they know that it's a resource or something you can use, but they don't direct you or want to let you know. You can go this way. There's a reason for that. That's someone who does not want you to win. Not saying they have to take you by the hand and make you, but if they know that you are interested and you're someone who's building and progressing in life, and they know of a progressing opportunity, it should be no problem with saying, hey, come this way. There's help over here. But there are people who will come around you to harvest your energy. They're called energy vampires. And there are also people who will come around you to monitor you and mirror you, to duplicate you. And also there are people, number 3, who will come around you just to make themselves feel superior. Not to say that you are weak or lesser than. There are people who are so closed-minded, so weak that they seek validation through materialism and temporary pleasures. So much so, there's so much in their ego that they will engage with someone that they feel is lesser than them or inferior to them because they want to feel superior. That's someone with that, that God complex. They want that superiority feeling. They want to feel like they're on top. So they will choose and pick a certain demographic of people to socialize with. They're not going to socialize with the banker. The banker is not going to socialize with the banker. The banker is going to only socialize, with someone who possibly doesn't work or on minimum wage or doesn't look like them. Or let's talk about it. People actually do this, collective, and I'm not projecting negative energy or calling anyone unattractive. But there are people who directly they will target people who they feel this is in their head. Is less than them, whether it's through looks, whether it's through what kind of house you have, car you have, career you have. Maybe you're taller, maybe you're shorter. Maybe you're voluptuous, and maybe they're thin built. There are many reasons. So don't assume because a person shows interest or make a conversation that they're your friend. I don't even use friend. I call them associates. I have associates. I have people I associate with from time to time. There are many reasons. Then you have the one that'll come to watch you, to monitor you, because they're so envious and jealous. They want to mirror you and they want to monitor you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's deep. People are deep. Folks are deep. Okay, the next card we have here is the Knight of Cups. Someone is connected to a motorcycle club, or you are getting ready to buy a motorbike. It's out here three times. It's out here three times, collective. You see that? It's out here three times. You're either getting ready to buy you a Ninja or a Harley or something. You're getting ready to buy you a motorbike. Or someone is connected to a motorcycle club. You have a group of friends you link up with from time to time. Yeah, people be on that ish. And the folks be calling people they friend, and this my cousin, and calling people your family, and this person don't like you like that. Just because they keep keying in your face. This person don't like you. They monitoring you. They're vamping your energy. Mimicking you, trying to, wanting to be you, all this nefarious behavior. And that's why I say in the introduction, be sure to tell a family friend, a foe, or an O that you know. A foe or an O that you know. You know what the O is, collective. That's why I say that. And the reason I say that, because people are unaware. Not everybody, because there are good people in the world, but there are people who are unaware, calling everybody your friend, or that's my fam. I'm very mindful. If you use the word fam, oh, come on, fam. Don't use that too much around me, because I'm going to give you a fish eye. These folks ain't your fam. Let alone a piece of them. Come on, fam. You got folks' bloodline that ain't right, fam. They really give you the fish eye. Now that conversation go a long way with us collectively today. If that can go a long way, you got people fam that ain't right. You really want to be fam? You better pick another title. I'm just saying, somebody got to speak the truth while they in the booth. Somebody got to do it. Why not me? Oh, wow. Yeah, we have Judgment here, and it's upside down. Someone wanted you not to answer the call. Someone was hoping that you would not respond. You could have had several spiritual nudges throughout your entire life, to navigate you towards walking in your purpose. Just your spirit team letting you know that they are here and they support you, and that you have a greater purpose. So you may have received this several times in your life, but that does not mean you have failed. There's no such thing as failure. Everything is where it needs to be according to actions that have been taken. And so though you have not, you did not hear the call, maybe you were in a different energy. Maybe you were in a low vibrational place. Maybe you were once in a place where you were living out of your shadow and unfocused and unbalanced, Maybe you were, in the energy, when you were around people that had you feeling, as if you were depleted and you were not strong or powerful. But you have overcame that. That is old news. This could have been when you were much, much younger, many years ago. Doesn't matter what your age is. You have overcame that. You have overcame that. Judgment has been called. This past energy, this is what they were hoping for. But it didn't prosper, because look at you now. Look at you now. Confirmation, you got new love coming in that could possibly lead to marriage, okay? Male or female. Confirmation, okay? New love. So remain optimistic about your love life currently if you're dating someone, okay? And even if it's not the person you're dating now, there's someone you're going to meet who's going to be interested in going the long way with you, okay? May want to marry you, may want to propose to you, Okay? Keep people out of your business, especially when it comes to your finances and your romance. Spirit said, keep people out of your business. Even these new friends, you can communicate, you can kick it, but don't be so open. Don't be out here all willy nilly. Okay? Don't be out here all willy nilly. Because you never know, who's dealing with that conflict on the inside. No one is perfect. No one has it all figured out. You don't have to be paranoid or worried, but they just want you to move forward. Meaning, just don't be so open. And there's a way to do that. There's a way to live your life, make new friends, do everything you want to do, but just be mindful. Your spirit team is telling you to practice mindful activity, you know, not sharing everything. Everything is not everybody's business. And it has nothing to do with fear. It's about, using your intelligence, using your brain, mindful activity, being wise, being intelligent. I'm pretty sure you don't walk around with your social security number taped to your chest. That kind of energy. Just being mindful. Yeah, you got them looking, you got them wondering, and you got them looking, babe. You got them wondering and looking. Well, look at here. Look at the collective. Oh, it reminded me of the mother on Friday. She was like, "Well, look at here. What you say, honey?" She was watering that grass. Oh, wait, Miss Parker. Oh boy. Well, look at her. What you say, honey? You got them looking. They are wondering, like, what? Like, what is it? He probably go through this whole pack of cigarettes, like, and this drink. I gotta hold it up again. He probably go, probably, I gotta get another beer. I gotta get some more cigarettes. Did you see the collective? My. I remember they used to, that's the only conversation they have, collective. I remember they used to, and that remember behind that is all past tense or either a lie. It's past tense or either a lie. They have nothing new to say. They know nothing new about you. They can make assumptions, assume, or tell lies. I remember that's past tense or it's either a lie. They are, yes. I mean, they could. I'm also seeing someone out at a bar just drinking, and they could be talking about you. They so concerned and focused on you. They could be drinking, ordering shots, and talking about you to the bartender. And the bartender don't even know you. Just make conversation. I knew the collective, and I remember they was so and so, but now they got it all together. Give me another double shot. The bartender like, oh yeah, really? That'll be $20. you know. Oh boy, having conversations with you about everyone, even people that don't even know you. They're becoming imbalanced. They are becoming unfocused. Meanwhile, you're making sure you're in alignment. Temperance energy. Temperance energy here. Okay? You're practicing this ish. And they watching again. And I got to point that out. They're watching again in the background. They're watching again. All eyes on you again. These are the same people. The Spirit is saying these are the same people. Here go the weird part. That possibly could have told you you'll never be nothing. That possibly, uh, witnessed you experiencing a hardship, refused to help you. These are people who could have stolen from you or taken something from you. These are people who possibly just done a lot of dirt behind your back throughout your entire life or when you were dealing with them. Done a lot of dirt towards you, but they're watching. They're so focused now. You know, uh, but see, nothing stays the same. Evolution is always popping off. Metamorphosis, change. Slice of apple, leave it out for 5 minutes. Slice of apple, leave it out for 10 minutes. Slice of potato, Leave it out for 5 minutes or 10. I'm just saying. Things are constantly changing, and you've got to be foolish. You've got to be really foolish to assume that everything is going to stay one way forever in every department of your life and for everybody in the world. Just sit with that for a minute. Let that marinate. Let that marinate. Put a little garlic powder and onion powder on it, and let that. Everything is going to stay the same forever. Everything is going to be the same. Nothing. That's unrealistic. We know this not to be true. Everything is constantly changing inside and outside of us, worldwide, and it's natural. It's supposed to be, respectfully so. It's natural. So to assume that you knew somebody when they were in a low vibrational state, or they were in their stages of life where they were learning, because I'm picking up, you were in the process of learning, and these were people who were supposed to protect you and support you. I'm picking up a lot of family energy. Could have been ex-lovers, could have been some friends, but I'm picking up a lot of family energy. Maybe even a parental figure or two, who were supposed to protect you and look out for you, you know? Like, come on. To think that someone is going to be forever in not knowing, not in the know of life. I mean, I was going to say who's laughing now, but I'm going to say who's stupid now. And I don't even talk like that, but it's coming out like, come on now. I keep going to food. You bake some macaroni, I mean, that cheese is not going to be creamy forever. You eventually got to heat it up and go ahead and eat it. You cook some poultry, you got to cover it up. You want to keep the juices in it. Like, come on, we're constantly in the energy of change. Folks having birthdays, solar returns, things change in life. But nature always takes care of its own. And the fact that you held your ground, you didn't choose to retaliate against these people, you didn't choose to project any negative energy. I'm picking up there's a lot of things you could have done, collective, but bravo for you, because you are continuing to hold your head up high and you're maintaining your peace. That's where your favor coming in at. And the more they project and hope and wish to see you down, and they think you're unaware, you're fully aware of this. You're intuitive, very gifted. You know who you are. You're not even dealing with these people, but you know what's going on. You don't have to be in their presence. You know what's going on. These people could be plotting, maybe trying to figure out how to reattach themselves to you, how to get back into your life. They know that they're not welcome, and they know that they're not allowed. So they could be plotting strategies to try to reconnect. They know you don't want to be bothered with them. But with this star energy here, this is your time to shine. You deserve to be here. No one can steal your moment or take your moment. What they can do is create karma for themselves and miss out on their own favor and blessing. The more that they try to come for you. That's what this read is about. The more that you are doing wonderful to stay focused and never mind a hater, because they are empowering you each time. They are empowering you. There's new love here. There's new friendships here, new business partnerships. It's all here. It's all here. You could even feel better on a daily, just within yourself. Since you have several ties from these people, you could even feel lighter. I can't put it into words. Maybe a lot of peace, a lot of tranquility. You just feel happier, more at peace. You got you a piece of peace. Yeah, and it feels good to you. It feels so good you think you're dreaming sometimes. And it was all because you were around the wrong people. These family members, they were karmic family members. And sometimes, not everybody, but sometimes, part of the contractual agreement, you agreed to come back, and you also agreed to do it through being related to this family, unfortunately. But you made it. You survived. You thrived. You're doing it. You're winning. Congratulations, you're winning. And there's nothing more coming your way but more prosperity and abundance. And you are protected your whole mission. Expect a positive outcome. Keep your vibration high. Keep your thoughts clear. Stay in your prayer, your meditation, your journaling, your grounding, whatever you do that works for you, all are welcome on this channel. Doesn't matter what your belief system is. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your 1-2. This is your justice. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. I don't care if it's the person from 4th grade that said you got big feet. I don't know, the person you dated that said you got bad breath. The person that said you couldn't cook. Somebody didn't like your potato salad. I don't care who it was. The mean manager or supervisor that always wanted to write you up. The people that told you would never become nothing. You ain't worthy. You ain't this. You ain't that. This is your justice. So get on that motorbike and ride it out. Ride it out and enjoy. Oh boy.